Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Let me begin by offering my obeisances to the Lord. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviknam Guru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Today is Ganeshas Chaturthi or Vinayaka Chaturthi, the celebration of Lord Ganeshas birth on the Shukla Chaturthi day of Bhadra month according to the Hindu calendar. There are numerous anecdotes and stories about the life lessons that Lord Ganesha has taught us, his Ganas. I will now tell you 4 such anecdotes that teach you good virtues in life. Ganesha's birth story. There are so many legends regarding Lord Ganapati's birth. Goddess Parvati Devi took the turmeric paste from her body and breathing life into it, she created Ganesha, declaring him to be her own loyal son. The next time Parvati wished to bathe, she posted Ganesha on guard duty at the door. In due course, Shiva came home only to find the strange boy telling him he couldn't enter his own house. Furious, Shiva ordered his army to destroy the boy, but they all failed. Such power did Ganesha possess, being the son of the Devi herself. This surprised Shiva. Seeing that this was no ordinary boy, the usually peaceful Shiva decided he would have to fight him, and in his divine fury, severed Ganesha's head, killing him instantly. When Parvati learned of this, she was so enraged and insulted that she decided to destroy the entire creation. Lord Brahma, being the creator, naturally had issues with this and pleaded her that she reconsider her drastic plan. She said she would, but only if 2 conditions were met. 1. That Ganesha be brought back to life, and 2. That he be forever worshipped before all the other gods. Shiva, having cooled down by this time and realizing his mistake, agreed to Parvati's conditions. He sent Brahma out with orders to bring back the head of the first creature he crosses, that is laying with its head facing north. Brahma soon returned with the head of a strong and powerful elephant, which Shiva placed onto Ganesha's body. Breathing new life into him, he declared Ganesha to be his own son as well and gave him the status of being foremost among the gods and leader of all the Ganas, Ganapati. Ganesha is considered the remover of obstacles and the god of beginnings and god of wisdom. Moral: loyalty is the highest virtue. Don't be deterred by anything that stands in the way of your loyalty. The story of the Half Tusk. It is said that Ganesha wrote the Mahabharata as it was recited to him by sage Vyasa. This was done on the condition that Vyasa would not stop while reciting the epic and that Ganesha would not stop while writing, besides the condition that Ganesha would not merely write it but understand every verse of it. Popular legends say that it took both of them 3 years of continuous speaking and writing to complete the epic. If you have ever noticed an idol of Lord Ganesha carefully, you would have noticed the broken tusk. As legend goes, when Ganesha was writing the Mahabharata, the feather he was writing with broke. So, to stick to the condition of writing continuously, Ganesha broke his tusk and wrote with it. Another version for Lord Ganesha's broken tusk is this story. One day, Parashurama, an avatar of Vishnu, went to pay a visit to Shiva, but along the way he was blocked by Ganesha. Parashurama hurled himself at Ganesha with his axe, and Ganesha, knowing that this axe was given to him by Shiva, allowed himself, out of respect for his father, to be struck and lost his tusk as a result. By this, Lord Ganesha yells out of pain and goddess Parvati comes running out from the cave. She, looking at the condition of her son, asks Kartikeya what has happened. When she learns about Parashurama and that he was the reason for the axing of one of the tusks of her beloved son Ganesha, she tries to beat and curse Parashurama. At that time, Parashurama remembers Lord Krishna. Lord Vishnu goes to that place and disguised himself as a small Brahmin boy. Later, he tells Lord Shiva that he had arrived to that place in order to sort out the matter between Parashurama and goddess Parvati. He preaches the Ganesha Namashtaka Stotra and asks Parashurama to please the supreme goddess Parvati by reciting holy hymns on her. Parashurama does the same, as a result of which goddess Parvati gets pacified and blesses Parashurama. Thus, Ganesha earns the name Ekadanta, the one with one tusk. Moral: don't be deterred by obstacles in the way of completing your task and always respect your parents and elders. Lord Ganesha teaches humility. God of wealth Kubera went one day to Mount Kailash in order to receive the darshan of Shiva. Since he was extremely vain, he invited Shiva to have a feast in his fabulous city, Alakapuri, so that he could show off to him all of his wealth. Shiva smiled and said to him, "I cannot come, but you can invite my son Ganesha. But I warn you that he is a voracious eater." Unperturbed, Kubera felt confident that he could satisfy even the most insatiable appetite like that of Ganesha with his opulence. He took the little son of Shiva with him into his great city. There he offered him a ceremonial bath and dressed him in sumptuous clothing. After these initial rites, the great banquet began. While the servants of Kubera were working themselves to the bone in order to bring the portions, the little Ganesha just continued to eat and eat and eat. His appetite did not decrease even after he had devoured the servings which were destined for the other guests. There was not even time to substitute one plate with another because Ganesha had already devoured everything and with gestures of impatience continued waiting for more food. Having devoured anything which had been prepared, Ganesha began eating the decorations, the tableware, the furniture, the chandelier. Terrified, Kubera prostrated himself in front of the little omnivorous one and supplicated him to spare him, at least the rest of the palace. "I am hungry. If you do not give me something else to eat, I will eat you as well," he said to Kubera. Desperate, Kubera rushed to Mount Kailash to ask Shiva to remedy the situation. The Lord then gave him a handful of roasted rice, saying that something as simple as a handful of roasted rice would satiate Ganesha if it were offered with humility and love. Ganesha had already swallowed up almost the entire city when Kubera finally arrived and humbly gave him the rice. With that, Ganesha was finally satisfied and calmed. Moral: humility is the best form of devotion. The God of wisdom. A story which explains the god's association with intelligence and wisdom is his competition with Kartikeya to be the first to get the divine fruit. They set up a challenge that whoever could first encircle the earth 3 times would get the fruit. Not wasting a second, Kartikeya swiftly mounted his blue peacock and immediately shot off around the world. Ganesha, on the other hand, walked around his parents thrice, embraced them, and quoted the line from the sacred Vedas. He who embraces his parents, Pradakshinas, gains the merit of encircling the world. Moral: devotion to your parents is the highest form of devotion. Let us now see about the 8 avatars of Lord Ganesha. The Lord defeats 8 weaknesses of humans in each form. These are arrogance, ego, desire, anger, greed, illusion, inebriation, and jealousy. These 8 avatars materialized in different cosmic eras. Each of these avatars depicts a stage of the ultimate which leads to creation. Vakratunda, the curved trunk. Lord Ganesha took this avatar to teach the demon Matsara a lesson and also forgave the demon once he realized his folly. Ekadanta, the one tooth. This avatar of Ganesha with 4 arms, 1 tooth, huge belly emerged to kill Madasura. Ekadanta symbolizes the supreme truth which wields the Maya. Mahodara. The third avatar was of Mahodara, who vanquished Mohasura, the demon of delusion and confusion. The Mahodara avatar is an embodiment of the wisdom of Brahman. In this form, the Lord is depicted with a pot belly and his mount is a mouse. Gajanana. In this avatar, the Lord defeated the demon of greed, Lobashura, who was the son of Lord Kubera. Lambodara. The Lambodara avatar of Ganesha is considered to be similar to Shakti, the pure power of Brahman. Lord Ganesha incarnated as Lambodara with the objective to eradicate the demon of anger known as Krodashura. Vikata. This manifestation of Lord Ganesha is renowned for the subjugation of Kamasura, who was the personification of lust. Vignaraja. Lord Ganesha, who incarnated as Vignaraja, subdued Mamasura and established righteousness and peace. Dhumravarna. His life mission this time around was to defeat the demon Ahamkarasur, the demon of self-infatuation. Let me end my talk by praying to the Lord of the Ganas. Gajananam Bhudaganati Sevitam Kavittajambu Palasara Pakshitam Umasudam Soga Vinachakaranam Namami Vikneshwara Pada Pankajam. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.